Yeah, I think it is important. So, as well as writing a resource for early years educators, how to be an anti-racist educator, I wrote one for parents, how to be an anti-racist parent. And so the book, My Skin, Your Skin. So when it first came, it's been out for 3 years now. A few remarks, I would say a few, a small percentage, was around Lewis. Children are too young to know about race. Children don't notice colour. But we do need to have those conversations because research informs us that even babies from 3 months old can tell differences in terms of skin colour. And when they get to age 2 and 3, there's other research. They're suggesting how children do know those differences in terms of race and racism. And as they get older, this is where sometimes we hear children can make racist comments. And I've got a friend. Sorry, you'll have to cut that bit out. I've heard somebody share with me in their early years setting that a 3-year-old said to the one of the teachers, "I don't like black men because they're robbers." So where has the 3-year-old got that information from? Yeah. So if young children are experiencing racism from an early age and young children are saying racist comments, we have to have these discussions in a way that is age, stage, ability appropriate. But it's important that we can equip parents and educators and teachers with the tools in order if there was an incident or a racist issue or incident that actually has occurred. And that's why we need to have positive representation in terms of books and resources within early years settings and within schools as well, and within for children who are home educated as well.
Sure. Appreciate that one. My own children are home educated. We've ticked some lovely things. That's sorry. Just to go back, some of that research. That's really shocking. That's really to be that. Well, and when you say at 2 and 3, they're aware of differences. Did you mean like culturally? But and they will have picked up preconceptions, or just by 2 or 3 they are starting to group different kind of
Yeah, they're able to have that level of understanding. And equally, I think it's a good point to bring in here the research that was done by Clark and Clark, the famous Dole test, which was done just before segregation. And their research was used as one of the reasons why segregation, I'm verbally dyslexic, you know what I mean, is reason why segregation had to end in the States.
Can you remind? I've heard of the Dole test, but not in it. Can you tell in detail what?
Yeah, so I'll share that because I think it's really important for anybody who works with children to know this research. And I showed it last week. I was doing when I do Twilight session keynotes, and literally people are in shock. So even if when I'm sharing it doesn't matter the diverse makeup of the group, people just go cold and feel really uncomfortable. Then we can have a discussion and unpick it.
Rock and roll.
So the videos,
let's go.
So the videos. Now I think it is important because sometimes I think people do need to feel that uncomfortableness to think, what am I going to do about this? So you have then the brown doll, and then the white doll. So then they do the research with children, talking to them, asking open-ended questions, and even the white children was saying the black doll is ugly, all negative comments, but then equally too, the black and brown children are saying negative things about the black and brown doll. So yes, that research was in the 50s and 60s, and they've done, researchers have used it over and over in time. But the provocation that I would say is if we were to do that now, would it be the same? And I would say yes. I would say yes, that would still be the case in terms of how. And this comes back to, especially for our black and brown children, that poor self-image when we're talking about children having, that level of racial trauma, how it starts and how they have that negative feeling and that self-hate about themselves. And so hence why books and resources are important. That's not it. I'm not saying if you just go out and buy all the diverse books, that's going to be fantastic.
Of course.
We have to have the conversations with children. It's about more what we do as well with the books and resources, how we are, how we embrace that then as
And
educators and teachers.
and is that where you think there's the scope for both kind of, like we were just saying about the very overt, this book is about representation, and the Maya O'Malley, where it's kind of more just kind of inherent in the story?
Yeah, it's the joy. Yeah, I think if I was to paraphrase you, what you're saying, so within My Skin, Your Skin, which I've got, because as I said, I've been out on an event today, so I've got all my books with me. So with My Skin, Your Skin, there is that bit about race and, anti-racism, but then equally too, I talk about the empowerment, so how we can give children a voice within this book. So these are the non-fiction books, and then we have the joy of Maya and Marley, who are, a black brother and sister who were just running the adventure playground. It's outdoors, and I know I'm preaching to the converted. Children need to be outside more. And last week was recycling week, and went to a few schools and nurseries talking about recycling the environment, and it's about sustainability. So, well, actually, black children and black families, we do care about the environment. So this is just amazing. Yes, I wrote it, and obviously I'm going to be super passionate about it. But it's just, and there's so many conversations.